But what if I hurt someone along the way?
And how many have already been hurt because you haven't been here? Run away from your responsibilities again, and even more will be hurt.
I truly hate this show. Howdy all, I'm Adam, Renaissance Nerd, and welcome back to my reviews of Avatar live action. You voted this upon me, my friends. I tried to give myself an out to do one lump review of the remaining episodes, but no, you want me to suffer and do each one of these remaining episodes as an individual review. Well, here we go. Episode 2, Kyoshi Island. My God, this thing is a goddamn abomination. I thought I had a rough time with the first one. This was terrible, and from what I understand going forward, it only gets worse. Character assassinations continue. Story, plot, assassination, murder, straight up murder happens here. They destroy everything. They steal agency left and right. All for the promotion of girl power! Fuck this show! I am serious. You wanted me to do this? I am going to be pissed off doing this. This show is terrible. It is horrible. And I am going to let you know why starting right now. Let's talk about Kyoshi Island.
I'm reminded that Kyoshi herself often benefited from the kindness of strangers. And as the Avatar, she believed in helping those who could not help themselves. So we will open our village to our guests for 48 hours.
All right, let's do this. We begin with remnants of the Air Temple episode. First, we start off, though, with some more Zuko character assassination. Zuko's throwing a tantrum because Aang stole his notebook that didn't actually exist in the lore. So Iroh has to be like, oh, your notebook isn't important. You're important. You figured it out. No. No, Zuko still throws a tantrum and shows his massive insecurities in a way that Zuko doesn't do. Zuko shows his insecurities by overcompensating, by trying too hard and rushing, not by going, I'm a mad, No, that's not what Zuko does. But no, we're going to do that anyway, have him throw a tantrum, and now they're going to move on to the fire port where they need repairs and information. But instead of having all the interesting stuff that goes on there for his character development, no, we're just going to butcher it some more. We'll get back to it, though. Meanwhile, Aang and company are finishing up their time at the Air Temple. We got to introduce Momo, of course, in a very lame and stupid way. That's, oh, look, a flying lemur. No, instead, though, we got to start with Sokka going, let's go home. Let's go home. We don't have to be here anymore. Let's go home. Sokka is not Sokka in this. This entire episode, which is the exact... It's the moment that they told us they were going to do. We're going to get rid of his misogyny because it's bad. You know what they're going to place it with? Simpery. We'll get to that, though. Oh, let's go home. Let's go home, Katara. No, we have to protect Aang. We have to go out to the wider world. Don't you understand? And then, let's butcher some lore some more, shall we? After they discover Momo, Katara's picking up her satchel remains and finds a scroll that Gram put in there about waterbending. Hold up. Stop it. Wait a minute. No. Too early. Gram didn't have that scroll. Katara and Aang find that scroll many episodes later from now in their journeys, and then they start to practice rudimentary waterbending together. Not like in this one where Katara's going to end up practicing her waterbending. Aang's going to go, I'm afraid to practice because I can't control my power. Are you having fun yet? I'm not. So, after a little wah, let's bury the dead and move on. We head out to Kyoshi territory. But before that, we got to stop and have Zuko and Iroh reach Fireport and talk about, hey, I'm Iroh. I'm going to do my Iroh thing and talk about food a lot while trying to make Zuko learn a lesson. I don't want to do this. Now we go to Kyoshi Island. We arrive on Kyoshi Island. In the actual original lore, they're going here because Aang wants to ride the giant koi fish because he wants to be a kid. He wants to experience the world while secretly running away from his responsibility. Not openly, constantly expositioning about, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a warrior. I don't want to hurt people. No. Now it's, I don't want to do that. Oh, forget the koi fish. Forget the koi fish because that's part of the story of being on Kyoshi Island. The laziness, the haphazardness of Aang. His lack of responsibility. Not his fear of responsibility. His lack of understanding the broad nature of the Avatar and what it means. So instead, at one point, he's going to be lectured to by girl boss Kyoshi. They get there, and instead of going through this whole thing where they don't know who captures them, they don't know they get beat up by a bunch of girls. No, they go in front of a giant Kyoshi statue shrine and then get caught up by the Kyoshi warriors. And here starts the Sokka simpery. They get taken to the Kyoshi town, where instead of having a male leader like in the real show, no, it's Suki's mom. I said, I'm sitting there watching going, it's going to be her mom. It's going to be her mom, girl boss. And oh, it's her mom. She girl bosses everybody. Lecture. And then they get to stay there for 48 hours because Suki's going, I want to touch the boy. I mean, I'll give him this. They have a girl want a man, but they treat the man like a simp. And they have the girl ogle the man. We're going to get there. Retardation ensues, where suddenly, instead of having to have them appreciate Aang for being the Avatar, no, it's got to prove yourself. In the actual show, Aang reveals himself to be the Avatar, the last Airbender, and they buy it, and they treat him like a celebrity, and he gets sucked into the celebrity nature, despite the fact that Katara is telling him, don't get caught up in this. Don't let your ego get a hold of you. No. In this one, it's, yay, I'm just going to go play with the kids, and we're happy to be here, yay. And we're going to study Kyoshi, because Kyoshi was a master of Avatar State. See, in the actual show, Avatar State is an emergency lever to protect the Avatar. It should not be relied on. They have now butchered the lore once again. And of course, she's the master of it. You got to learn from the girl boss Kyoshi how to do this. And she's going to show them all later on. So we go through this whole thing about how everybody's happy that they're there, but they can only stay there for a little while. And now here we get Sokka and Suki. Instead of having Sokka do his whole misogyny thing, oh, no girl can beat me up. No girl could take me out. You're just girls. I'm a big, strong man. No, he goes to simp mode. He is simping for her immediately. Yes, she's attracted to him, but she's being attracted by a simp. This has modern day bullshit of, hey, guys, if you want to get the girl, you got to be a beta and simp for them and constantly affirm them and talk them up. Oh, you're so great. You're the greatest warrior I've ever seen, even though you're not a bender. We're going to get there. I'm jumping ahead, but I am just livid with rage over this horrible adaptation that has sucked the soul and the fun out of this entire series. There's no fun in this. They run around this town moping and simping and crying and whining. There's no laughing. Oh, look, but Aang does his little spin on the thing. He runs into the he runs into the statue. Look at that. Oh my God, look, that's right out of the show. Don't you guys like that? It's right out of the show. No, it isn't. That never actually happens in the show. It's part of the promo, the opening, to show his immaturity in that one little blip where Katara is saying he's the Avatar that's going to save the world, but he needs to learn shit, bonk. No, instead it's, hey, look, remember berries? Remember this? Yeah, remember this? Anyway, after they're done simping over Suki, we now get a bunch of waterbending practice with Katara. Remember I said she's going to practice, she's going to figure it on her own, but Aang doesn't want to do it because he's afraid of his power. Here comes the more bullshit, though. We cut back to Sokka and Suki. Sokka, he's having a little face wash, fine. That's fine, whatever. But then Suki sneaks up on him, and he's so intimidated by her sneaking up on him. Oh my God, don't look at my big chest. I'm the woman in this moment. Hey! That's what I say to you, you people behind this show. You butchers, you assassins. You just ruined Sokka's character completely. He is a macho dude. He's a macho dude who in this episode, yes, gets taken down a peg, but in the actual lore, it's done with class. It's not with him being a simp. Not with him being a complete jerk. And going, oh my God, Suki, can you hear me? No, he does it with honor. Later on, when he comes back, he does it with honor. We'll get to that again. I'm skipping ahead because I want to burn through this as quickly as goddamn possible. Meanwhile, back at Firetown Port, Zuko, instead of having Zuko's actual storyline in this particular couple episode period of time between the Air Temple and Kyoshi Island, instead of having him demonstrate that he is growing as a warrior and learning measure by beating Commander Zhao in an Agna Kai, no, we're just going to have Zhao kind of just sneak around behind his back and take soldiers out to go chase down the Kyoshi Island lead. Yeah. Instead of actually in the original lore where the information gets leaked and then Zuko and Iroh go to Kyoshi Island. Because you see, after time in Fire Nation Portland, Zuko kicks Zhao's ass. And then we don't see Zhao for a very long time after that because he's been embarrassed. He got beat by a boy. Because the boy, as Iroh had instructed him, remembered his fundamentals. Break the stance. Don't get too aggressive. Control yourself. Nope, in this one, skipping on over that, Zuko's just going to be a little, don't tell anybody. I'm so worried he's going to get the avatar first. That's what you got. That's what you get here. You don't get Zuko's story. You get nothing. Then now Zhao's going to run off to Kyoshi Island. Yippity-doo-dah-zay. Let's go back to more stupidity. Back on Kyoshi Island, Aang and Katara are now doing the research. The whole reason they're there for this episode is for research, not to have fun, not for Aang to get caught up in his celebrity and not realize they're staying there too long. They're attracting too much attention. That's Katara's role in this, to tell him, to bring him down to earth. Because he wants the attention of everybody, because guess what? Katara's not giving him attention. Oh, did I forget to mention? It appears they're skipping over Aang Katara. That Aang has a massive crush on her and wants her to look at him. Hey, Katara, look at me. I'm riding the koi fish. Hey, look at me. I'm riding the giant eel monster creature. Look at me, Katara. Look, I'm doing all this stuff. No, they've skipped over that. They've skipped over all that. Now it's going to be everybody else's job to lecture Aang in girl boss style. Instead of Katara doing it through a friendship style of someone who Aang has feelings for and she's starting to connect with him. No, we're going to get girl boss lectures that Aang has spent too much time here. Because we gotta talk up Kyoshi. How great Kyoshi is. How awesome she is. How she did all this and did all that. Oh, did you not realize yet that they're taking all the cool shit that Avatar Roku is going to impart to Aang? And so far, they're putting it on Kyoshi. I'll be damned. I haven't watched 3 through 8 yet. I'll be damned if we see Roku in this after I see this episode. What's Roku's point? Roku's point was to tell Aang about past Avatar lives. Kyoshi has no role in this whatsoever. But nope, we gotta get the girl boss, girl power time in there. Aang and Katara eventually go over to the shrine where Aang's gonna do a little meditation thing and go into some sort of conversation in spirit world with Kyoshi, which is what he should be doing with Roku many episodes later. Forget it, whatever, fine. Let's ruin it some more. And now let's do the simpery of Sokka and Suki.
Not being a bender means we have to be even better than benders. We can't reshape mountains and burn forests, so we have to fight with what we have. What matters is not the power inside, it's the will and desire.
Sokka and Suki. If you know Avatar, you know that Sokka and Suki eventually end up together. And I will give the show a little bit of credit here where it's nice, a little bit of what they do. It's just a little bit nice, showing a relationship, showing the building, showing the growing affection, the growing feelings. It's nice, but you know what? it's too soon. And it's done in the end, a beta simp gaining the affections of a strong, powerful woman. It's retarded. During everything else going on, we have to go through now the whole Sokka trying to get Suki to train him. Let's just put it like that. I alluded to the fact earlier where he goes through the whole thing where I'm the misogynist. Supposed to be I'm the misogynist. No girl could kick my ass. And she probably kicks his ass. Now, in the original, he makes fun of him about dance routines, this and that. And she physically beats the crap out of him like so. In that one, it's just a physical beatdown. He doesn't actually submit. In this one, they have him tap out, submit to her. If you do not understand what that means, well, I can't help you. They wanted him to submit to her, not just having his ass kicked, because he got his ass kicked once upon a time. That happened, and it was funny the way they did it. Little humor wrapped in there. Little him getting knocked down a few pegs. No, in this one, she has to make him tap out and submit to her. Beta simpery. Then he runs away, oh my God, and she's like, oh my God, I did too much. He runs away. And then when he comes back later to ask her to train him, in the original, he does it with honor. He comes and says, I was wrong. Please, train me. Show me your style. In this one, it's, she catches him mimicking their moves and then nods and he may come in and they go through this whole sexual tension routine. Unlike in the original where it's purely professional. And she even has him completely dress up like a Kyoshi warrior. It's funny, it's amusing, but it's mutual respect. In this one, it's, you're learning so fast. Even though he does learn fast, that's true. You're learning so fast, but then we have to make sure that he affirms how awesome she is. You're the best warrior I've ever seen. You're better than a bender. We have to be better than benders because we don't have their superpowers. And that's a good little speech there. But it's ruined by the fact that he's affirming her, that he's simping for her, that all his masculinity has been stripped away because you couldn't have him be misogynistic, patriarchal. While this is all going on and Sokka's character is being ruined, the Fire Nation attacks, warning bell goes off, Aang is trapped in the spirit world having a conversation with Kyoshi. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's just go over the physical events that are happening. Fire Nation attacks. Suki, her mom, and Sokka and a bunch of Kyoshi warriors, they get to have a little fight in the village, which kind of happens in the real thing. But you know what? The firebenders get they get the advantage. They're stronger. They're better. They're faster. The firebending cannot be overcome by the arts, the martial arts of the Kyoshi warriors. And the whole village is set on fire. And in the end, it requires Aang to save it. We're going to come back to that. And do they have Sokka save Suki? Yes. Do they have them working in tandem? Yes. But it is still undercut by the entire fact that he's a beta simp to her. It's retarded. While Aang is trapped in the spirit world talking to Kyoshi, Zuko arrives and thanks to advice from Iroh, knows exactly where they're going to be. Oh, look at the giant Avatar statue. You think the Avatar's going to be over there? Zuko goes up there, has a fight with Katara, and is about to kill her. Okay, let's jump back. And we have to have Katara have a flashback to her mother getting burned alive by firebenders. Yeah, you got to do that. All this time, Aang is in the spirit world talking to Kyoshi. You saw a bit of this in my opening clip for this review. It's essentially Kyoshi, girl boss, lecturing him. We now continue this whole thing about, Aang, you abandoned the world. You have to feel guilty. People are dead because of you. And if you don't do something now, more people are going to die. More of that bullshit. And she yells at him, lectures him, while talking about how I'm so great. I had to be the warrior. We all have to do this stuff. You have to man up, Aang. And, and a lot of the times, it's a position where she's just looking down at him. So you can just see the superiority of Kyoshi. Now, does Kyoshi get some more lore to her as the first season goes on? Yes. But not here. Kyoshi has little to nothing to do with this actual point in time. She used to talk to him, and this is where I said earlier, they break the Avatar state, Avatar mode, I like to call it. They break the rules. Avatar mode is an emergency system that, once mastered, can be used to great effect. Aang uses it in the final battle against Ozai. But until you can get control of it, it is an emergency state that leaves the Avatar vulnerable. It is not something you should go to right away. That is a lesson Roku tries to teach Aang later on. But Kyoshi here is saying, Avatar mode is the master mode. Once you master it like I have mastered it, you will be able to draw upon all the power of the universe. The universe, you know what I'm saying. All the avatars of past, and it makes you unbeatable. She, of course, leaves out the point that if you happen to die while in Avatar state, the entire line of avatars ends. That's the vulnerability. That's why you should not be in Avatar state. Roku tells Aang that later on. Kyoshi, of course, the master of Avatar mode. Oh, she ain't gonna bother telling you that shit. She also whines about how, you need to hurry up and get to the Northern Water Tribe. You're the only one that can save them from disaster. Once more, they are pushing a plot point way too early in this. Way too early. But hey, Aang needs motivation. He can't just be a kid and go on adventures and side stories. He has to have a goal in mind. So Kyoshi now tells Aang there's a big fight going on outside. I'm going to demonstrate to you how badass Avatar state can be. So she takes over Aang. First to badass beat up Zuko, and then to arrive in town to save everybody, showing off all the bending mastery she has. Let's forget the fact that in the actual real show, Aang saves everybody. They took Aang's agency and gave it to Kyoshi for no reason but to have Girl Boss stomp on everybody and send the evil patriarchy running for the hills. That's it. That's it. And that's what this was for. And then everybody's saying, oh, Aang, you saved everybody. No, Kyoshi saved everybody. Aang didn't do shit. Aang was along for the ride. He was a vessel for her badassery, for her girl power, girl bossing. And in the real story, the village is on fire. And Aang basically gets the eel monster, the Unagi, and uses it to put out the fire in a really cool moment. None of that happens. They get to leave after the Fire Nation runs away. They're done. It's over. You get a nice kiss between Sokka and Suki, but guess what? In the other one, it's just a kiss on the cheek and her acknowledging that she's a girl who likes a boy. They're not going this far because here's a problem. Their relationship can't go anywhere because Sokka, while he is attracted to her, there's no time. They don't really go forward with it now because he has to go all the way to the Northern Water Tribe to really fall in love for the first time. He hasn't fallen in love with Suki. He hasn't gotten that far. They're muddying the waters of Sokka's character development in so many ways in this episode, and this is just the cherry on top. Because there's a great line in Book of Fire between Zuko and Sokka when they're talking about relationships, and Zuko's talking to him, and Sokka goes, my first girlfriend became the moon after sacrificing herself. And Zuko goes, that's rough, man. It's a funny, low-key, sad moment. And you kind of steal a lot of that power later on by having this kind of shit happen here when it shouldn't really happen at this point. Once more, Sokka and Suki are endgame. They end up together, and their romance flourishes in Book of Fire when they're reunited. Here, it's just the kindling and a little peck on the cheek to show, hey, yeah, I kind of like you, and I hope to see you again sometime. Not this, thank you for bringing me the world, and now I can go out in the world because of you. It's melodrama. It's unnecessary drama that they're fabricating to make more out of the situation than it is. Either way, they get to leave Kyoshi Island, and they're all happy now. Yay, we're together now. And the funny thing is, you have this final moment, Aang, Katara, and Sokka with Momo. This little, hi, we're all hanging out, all happy together, we're connected. They had 0 moments of real connect. You had Katara telling Aang that he could be a hero. You have Sokka basically mocking Aang for the whole episode, which doesn't actually happen. You have Aang not doing anything to connect with Katara outside of a splash fight. Whereas opposed to the real story, it's all about, hey, Katara, I kind of like you. Pay attention to me. I'm desperate for you to pay attention to me, and I'm gonna slack off because I'm getting attention from other people now, and we're gonna put ourselves in trouble because of that. There's none of that here. So now suddenly, oh, we're all laughing happy because we're connecting. We're our little family. No, you haven't built the foundation for this yet at all. You've glossed over everything. So much so that we go to Fire Nation Town again. Zuko, Iroh, and Zhao have a little head-to-head, or like tete-a-tete. Sorry, tete-a-tete. And Zhao pretends to be on their side, not to spread the news of the Avatar, when in fact he sends a message to Ozai, and there's Ozai at the end going, oh, the Avatar's back. Episode over. 6 more to go.
The Avatar has returned.
What can I say that I haven't already said in this review? This episode destroys characters, destroys story, all for the sake of girl bossing. Really, it's all for the sake of having a powerful, strong woman. Instead of the story naturally moving along where the powerful, strong women are done well in the original version. There's no need to steal Aang's agency and give it to Kyoshi. There's no reason to have Katara not be effective here and there, or have Katara be passive-aggressive. There's no reason for any of this. There's no reason to have Suki turn Sokka into a simp. None of this is necessary. But they have to do it because this show is a vehicle for agenda. And yes, as I make this video, Seasons 2 and 3 have been announced. I said earlier on, I don't think this gets to Season 3. Well, it looks like I was wrong. But this thing's going to be an abomination all the way through. And I honestly don't know if I have me who can handle all this stuff, I don't know if I can take Seasons 2 and Seasons 3. You might not get individual ones from that. You might get lump review. Because, good Lord, this thing is terrible. Hell, I might even go group review on that one. I might want to share the pain. Anyway, all right, guys. You asked for this, you got it. Episode 3 will come when I have the time. We're going to take our time. I need breaks. I got other shit to do, more relevant shit to do. But here we are. You asked for it, you got it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you at the next one. Until then, guys, take it easy. Have a good night or day wherever you may be. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now. Mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, @TheRenNerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.